Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Coming up, Frozen 2 is hot at the box office. There is a lawsuit about a fight at Candlelight Processional, and we have some new information about the Space 220 restaurant coming to Epcot. All that coming up next. From the Bob Marley Studio in Orlando, Florida, this is the Diz Unplugged. This is the Diz Unplugged, episode 1057 for the week of November 30th, 2019. The Diz Unplugged is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Disney vacation. Visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. And by DizBoards.com. Have questions about your Disney vacation? Join millions of other Disney fans who have the answers. From theme parks to cruise line to Disney Vacation Club, our forums will help you get the most out of your next trip. Head over to DizBoards.com and join in the conversation. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show, coming to you live from the Bob Marley Studio in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Pete Werner, joined at the table this week by my good friends, John Magi.
Hi, everybody.
Kevin Close.
Hi, everyone.
Kathy Whirling.
Hi, everybody.
Steve Porter.
Hello.
Back in the production nook, our associate producer, Mr. Rhino Clavin.
Hello.
Producer, Craig Williams.
Hello.
And associate producer, Corey Fiascanaro.
Hey there.
Hey there. How are you? So we are, of course, doing just starting our live 12-hour marathon to raise money for Give Kids the World. So very, very excited about that. I just want to remind everybody, if you are a Patreon supporter, in the $10 tier or higher, you're going to have full access to everything on the marathon show. The individual segments of the marathon show will be put up on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/DizUnplugged, in the coming weeks. And I also want to give a shout out to my friend Adam Lavender and his wife, Brittany. They have a company called The Lavender's Forge. And they have been making these really great Disney-inspired knives for us for the auction. They've got another one up there that's doing really well. It's already got a few bids on it. They have come out with a limited edition of 33 all-purpose chef's knives that are kind of inspired by Main Street. And his wife did the artwork. It's really, really cool. I'm sorry. I'll make sure we get a picture up. I have a picture of it that I was supposed to give to Craig and didn't. But if you go to Etsy and do a search on The Lavender's Forge, you can see it. There's a limited edition. There's only 33 of them, but also their Facebook page. Just do a search for The Lavender's Forge. They have links there and on Instagram as well. I think they're going for $2.95. I got one of the knives at auction last year, and first of all, it's sharp as hell. It's a great, great knife, absolutely beautiful. But I'm afraid to use it because it's really kind of like
work of art.
It's a work of art. It really is. So,
Steve, can you tell us the number of that auction item by any chance?
It is, yes. Let me bring it up.
Because sometimes it's hard to scroll through handbid, especially on your phone. It'd be nice if someone was looking for it. They can go right to it.
Number 111.
Now, that's not the Main Street knife that he's got up there.
No,
this is
the hand-forged Mickey's chef knife. It's just they've put an emblem of a Mickey head into the knife, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and the one I got at the last auction was Maleficent. It's like the coolest knife. And they make all of it. I mean, they forge the blade.
Wow.
They do the artwork, the handle. Everything is done there. And it's really cool because I've become friends with them. And they both met as doing stunt work on movies and television shows. Which is kind of cool because you don't meet stunt people that often.
It already has 6 bids and it's going up, so.
Yeah, the knives do really, really well, and I just wanted to give him a plug. He's got a whole bunch of knives, but he just came out with this Main Street knife that is absolutely beautiful, and that's being sold for $2.95 on their Etsy store. But you can go to Facebook and get links and stuff to it there. But definitely wanted to give them a shout out because he's been very generous, and I know how much work is going in. I mean, it takes a long time to make one of these knives.
Do you ever watch that TV show where they do that?
No.
So I can appreciate how long they have like a
Or
competition.
they're told you have to make like a lance
Yeah.
or a mace or something. Yeah.
So,
That was exciting, wasn't it?
yeah,
Interesting.
see what you watch.
That's what I flipped past.
All right, so anything else in housekeeping?
Oh, actually, I have a quick Give Kids a World related one, actually. There are going to be Diz volunteer shirts. They will soon be available, so stay tuned. But I just wanted to give a shout out for these shirts that if you're a fan of the Diz and you found out about Give Kids a World because of the Diz and you want to volunteer at Give Kids a World, they're going to be Diz volunteer shirts. So if you go out there, I think they're going to be $30. But it's a way of showing support. All the proceeds are going to go to the village, of course. But I just wanted to share that info. So stay tuned. It'll be available, I believe, on the Give Kids a World store website.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Awesome.
Jody Benson's going to be at Give Kids the World. Does anybody have that date?
February 9th.
February 9th.
I am aware that we cannot hear Kevin. So
Oh.
his microphone
This might be the
input,
best show ever.
his input died, so we're trying to figure it out right now. But he spoke in the opening and I couldn't get it, and now I can't get it either. Sorry, Kevin.
Cut his mic.
He pushed me before the show started.
I have so Jody's going to be February 9th. It's going to be an evening with Jody. She's going to do songs. She's going to do stories. And again, Give Kids the World. So the proceeds go to help Give Kids the World. And what else do you want to tell them? That I'll just whisper in my ear. Just tell me. I have some housekeeping. I have a public service announcement. If you are looking to book a vacation next year in 2020, I highly recommend you start now. Do not wait until January 1st because everybody in the world is going to start after Christmas and then into January and February. It's going to be nuts and you're going to miss out on the inventory you want. Start planning now. That's it. Just now.
And don't worry about waiting. Like if you go through Dreams Unlimited Travel, which John and I are owners in, just for full disclosure, don't worry about waiting to see if a discount comes out, because if a discount comes out and you are eligible for it, our agents will work to get that discount for you without you having to really say or do anything. Kathy's got that look on her face. She's like, "Yep,
We sure are going to do it.
Kathy's one of our agents." And, that's one of the things she does when a discount comes out, checks her clients to see who's eligible.
Always love saving the clients some money.
It's a good feeling.
It is.
Sure, absolutely.
So what's going to happen is early this year, everyone's going to want to book. Disney systems are going to go down. It's just the way it is. Where everyone's going to be swamped. Get your request in now. I'm just telling you. And, if you don't want to book through Dreams, that's fine. I don't know why you wouldn't. But just do it. That's my public service announcement.
Okay. Well, you book through Dreams because you get Kathy as an agent.
That is true.
Also, we have to acknowledge that this is Steve Porter's last day with us. Right after the 12-hour marathon, we're going to take him back and shoot him. So now he and his wife are moving out to Salt Lake City to start the next chapter in their life.
Yeah, very bittersweet day for me. I'm very excited for what's to come, but obviously it's weird. It doesn't feel real still. Like it feels like when's next Tuesday I'll be back, but
No, you won't.
yeah, I won't. So it's very weird, and I'll obviously miss this, and I'll miss everyone here. So yeah,
Yeah. Well,
It's also weird because it's someone else's last day, but I'm not going to say who. No, I'm just kidding.
it's like, okay.
Someone's going to get fired by the end of the day. I'm just not telling you who.
The person who doesn't make my microphone work.
It's working
It's
right
working
now.
now.
I'd just like to point that out.
Oh, good. My threat worked.
So
We will miss you, Steve.
we
Thank
will
you.
Yes.
absolutely.
We'll have a bowl of macaroni and cheese in your honor.
aw, how fitting.
Pour one out
However,
for
he
you.
still will be part of the family. He's going to be a Dreams agent.
Yes.
And Michaela will still be a Dreams agent for those who have her as their agent. We don't want them to
Yeah,
worry.
she had a bunch of people that are like, "So you're not going to be able to be my agent anymore?" It's like, no, that's
No,
not how it works.
Fortunately, the agents can do their job from wherever. So, yeah, Steve's going to become an agent, though.
Very excited.
All right. I think that's it. I think that's all I have in housekeeping. So let's start with the news.
All right, our
I
first.
do have one more.
Oh, now that your mic works.
Now that his mic works, yeah.
I just want to say a hello to Kathy Schmidt.
Yes.
Kathy's been facing some health issues. She's webmaster Kathy on the board, and I would like to tell her that we are all thinking about her.
Absolutely.
We sure are.
Keeping her in our prayers,
She is
Kathy.
one strong, tough woman.
She is.
Yep, she sure is.
And she's pretty awesome, too.
Yeah, no,
Agree with all of that.
and Kathy has been a webmaster on the boards for years. I mean, and a very active part of running disboards.com for many, many years now.
She's going to hate this, you know.
Yeah, of course. But we love you, Kathy, and we're glad that, you're fighting the good fight, and we keep you in our prayers. So, all right. Anything else in housekeeping?
I'm not sure yet. Wait until he starts.
All right. John with the news.
All right, our first news story. Frozen 2 breaking box office records. Let's make sure that's the right graphic. Frozen 2 has broken another record, bringing in $24 million on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. This takes its 6-day total to $187 million domestically and about $517 million worldwide. Unbelievable.
This isn't just over a week after it opened.
That's right. It's expected the movie will continue to break box office records over the Thanksgiving holiday weekend, with Forbes predicting $300 million domestically and $800 million worldwide by Sunday night. The Frozen 2 opening surpassed Incredibles 2, which opened to $242 million worldwide. Frozen 2 was directed by Jennifer Lee and Chris Buck and stars Idina Menzel, Kristen Bell, Jonathan Groff, and Josh Gad reprising their roles. The movie has a brand new story and new songs, so it's not just a rehash of the original, and it's doing very, very well. People are very excited about it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Who has?
I have.
I have.
Okay. So, I was wondering where Craig was.
Down here.
Well,
What are you doing a fiasco back there? Steve, what'd you think of it?
I enjoyed it. I don't think I liked it as much as the original because I think there was too many power ballads. There's great music in this. I like the story, but there wasn't enough just the fun Disney sing-songy, like Love is an Open Door, just
Or Do
fun
You Wanna Build a
songs.
Snowman?
Everything
There's not
about
that.
this is like finding my inner self, and that's good. I like that, but I like with a balance.
Of course, he's not going to like something that talks about depth. Kidding.
Well, you
Gotta
gotta
get these shots
have
in while I can.
you gotta have both.
he doesn't want to empower women.
Really?
No,
He doesn't
no.
like strong women.
That would be Rhino's excuse for why he didn't like the movie.
That is what Craig said online too,
See,
and
now,
that
I
is
just-
not true.
Unfortunately, Sean can't be here today because he has come down with strep throat. So I know he would want me to say at this juncture that he absolutely loved Frozen 2. He was out of his mind. He loved it so much.
I did as well.
Yeah.
And
So I thought it was spectacular. It was just the animation. I truly believe that it has been a complete swap now between Pixar and Disney.
wow,
That-
really?
Yeah, I mean it's been leading up to this that Pixar's kind of they've gotten a little bit sloppy here and there, but now with Frozen 2, it's just really solidified that Disney animation is firing on all cylinders. It's just everything looks breathtaking.
I won't deny that the movie looks good,
Right.
but I think the content of the movie is not good. I
agree with
think
that.
the water, the scene where the water is crashing down, I was like, is this real water? And I thought to myself, my God, this must have taken forever to animate. I do, however, my thing is, and I told people, they were like, well, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say? And I said, if you thought the first one was a 10, which I don't love the first one, and it's no surprise, and it's just because it just doesn't resonate with me, and I don't think it's as groundbreaking as everyone made it out to be. But I think if the first one was like a 9 or a 10, this one for me would be like a 6.5. I thought that it was very dense when it's delivering the story. I thought that I agree with Steve. It's very ill balanced. Every 2 seconds, Anna is trying to talk Elsa off a cliff, and I'm like, oh my God! For once, you just push her.
Well, when you can get Anna's name correct then maybe you'll enjoy the movie a little bit more. So
I agree. I didn't think the music was as catchy, but like Eli loved it. We saw it at the same time. He liked it.
no, it really is like I understand the idea behind the story being tough, and Rhino's big complaint for it over and over again is that Elsa just can't learn anything, but I completely disagreed with that overall. I mean, she literally transforms throughout the entire movie.
She
All right,
does.
I know Fiasco's trying to get in on this.
Let me cuddle up here real quick. So I do
he's gonna
agree,
love
and I
that.
see what you guys are saying, but
Yeah, we're gonna have to
like,
limit how often this happens.
This is the last one.
without spoilers, there was a reason why Elsa was pushing forward so much. And if I was to compare this to the first one on a scale, like considering the first one is a 10, I'd put this pretty much around like a 9. The only thing I would knock it on was there wasn't any like amazing songs that like touched me as much as the first one had.
I guys, I saw the movie. I understand where
watching
Elsa's character went. I see where she became. My thing is just that she is her sister Anna is the better of the two, and I feel like her whole life she literally repeats the same steps of the first movie. She literally goes through the exact same motions, shoves her sister away without and people are like, "Oh, she was trying to save her sister," and I'm like, "You shoved her into a field full of giants. Great work again." It just was very repetitive.
People make mistakes, and
Over and over.
Yes, sometimes
there's someone sitting to the left of me that makes mistakes over and over and over
Okay,
and doesn't seem to learn from it.
all right. Let's
I didn't make this personal, but it's a great way to start off a 12-hour shift by insulting the person who's running the controls right now.
I will say, I think that Josh Gad as Olaf was, for me, my favorite part
Oh, yeah.
of
I
the
do
movie.
agree, yeah.
I think he was hilarious. I think he was even better than the first Frozen.
Samantha.
I read that he and Jonathan Groff are remaking Some Like It Hot.
Oh, that should be fun.
That would be fun, yeah.
Okay.
Oh man.
I read it on Twitter, and I wasn't sure if it was a joke or not. I'm hoping that's true.
Yeah, me
That
too.
could be cool.
That could be funny.
I thought the movie was a little too heavy for little kids. And since I've seen the movie, I've been like watching, listening to the songs again to see if I missed something when I was in the theater. But I was in a theater that had a lot of little kids in it. And the first half of the movie, the kids were all laughing. And then it's like there was nothing. The story got more intense. I went through quite a few tissues. And I thought, that's not what this movie's supposed to be about. I think a lot of people went to that movie expecting it to be as fun as the first one, and it wasn't. And it's funny, when I had to call Cruise Line and Disney World and talk to the cast members, and they went, "Oh, I saw Frozen." And so I've had discussions with them too, and they all came away with the same feeling like that I had, that it was heavy. It was like the first part, you're like, "Hey, wow, this is really great." And then stuff happens and you're like, "Oh." So I think a lot of people went because they thought it was going to be like the first one.
Well, Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 76% right now on Rotten Tomatoes, but a 93% audience score.
I agree with the critic score.
Yeah.
I mean, stuff has to evolve. So if it was just the same fun movie as the first, like that would
Well, people would have been complaining. People would have been complaining if it had just been a regurgitation of the first.
exactly.
Some people wanted that, and other people didn't want that.
Yeah,
Well,
I
how do
mean-
you keep everybody happy?
Well,
It's like
Just don't let Rhino go to things.
It's like look at A New Hope going into Empire Strikes Back, like just tonally,
Right, I'm
completely
going
shifts.
home.
So you need that.
I mean,
I'm just saying there have been other sequels that have done better critically with their predecessors. So saying like, "Oh, of course it's lower because it's the second one," is stupid, because The Dark Knight is clearly better than The Dark Knight, Batman Begins and stuff like that. So like, I'm saying there are other movies.
All right,
who
we're
can
taking a hard left into
overcome it.
Nerdville. So, all right. So yeah, well, that got me more of a conversation than I thought it was going to.
Really?
But all right, what do we have next?
All right, our next news story. Space 2020 will serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner upon opening in early 2020.
Is anybody else surprised
Space
by this?
220, sorry.
Is anybody
No,
else surprised by that? I was surprised it was going to be breakfast, lunch, and dinner. For some reason, I thought it was going to be like dinner only or something like that.
I think Epcot needs a breakfast place, and as long as you got a full service.
Oh,
you might
please.
as
When
well.
nobody's going to be able to touch a reservation of this place for a year.
Yeah, they need to serve as much as they can. Brand new Epcot guide map was recently released, and on that map it says that the opening of Space 220, the new space-themed restaurant coming to Epcot's Future World East, has been delayed until early 2020. When it was announced that the restaurant was being built between Mission Space and Test Track, the opening time was slated as winter 2019. It's been unclear what meals would be served at this location, and the map clearly shows that this Patina Restaurant Group location will serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I'm very, 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 very excited about this restaurant.
Oh, of course I am. Yeah.
I'm very excited.
I think the fact that it's delayed might be seen as a bad thing. And yes, there are going to be people that were planning on the end of their 2019 vacation, hoping that they're going to be able to hit it. But I think it's a good thing with it's supposed to be so futuristic and a game changer. And if it takes that to get the details right to have that delay, then I think that they just need to do it. Because if they just tried to push this through to get it open on time and then it wasn't what people are hoping it'd be, it would just be incredibly disappointing.
I just wonder when they're going to open it up for reservations.
Well, they had the executive chef quit. So I think that's part of the delay. So
Oh, really? I hadn't heard
this
that.
was back.
Breaking news.
No, this was like a month or so ago.
He
So I
refused to use Tang.
Yes. So I'm sure, he's making his own menu and deciding what to do. So,
Wonder why the executive chef quit.
yeah, it makes you wonder.
It's so I just hope we can all say, yeah, I'm going to say it. The food's out of this world.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting.
Yeah, it's
You
gonna
won
be a
me
long
back.
day.
You're going to applaud that?
This was the clap.
He was giving me a golf clap.
It was.
You should have done the Pelosi.
No, sideways. You turn your head sideways.
No, but I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
I think anytime there's a new experience, a new restaurant experience, I think it's a good thing.
And I got to say, the preview center over in the Odyssey building for the changes that are coming to Epcot, I got very, very excited. I really did. I thought that they did a great job with that preview center.
I know we talked about this a little bit before the show, but watching the Imagineering story, we're on the second episode, and they talk about this sort of dark time where Imagineering was closed, and they laid off all these people, and nothing new was being done. I said, we're actually really lucky. We have to stop our complaining, because they are doing this new stuff at Disney every time you turn around. There's something new and innovative and fun and exciting. And
If we
all
stop
Yeah,
our complaining,
okay.
about 3/4 of the show is gone.
I know, well, Rhino
Yeah,
will
really.
do a job.
My
But at least they're doing stuff. It's exciting.
my thing is this, that and if you haven't watched the Imagineering story on Disney Plus, what is wrong with you? Because this is some of the best stuff I've ever seen. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, a lot of this stuff I already knew, right? A lot of this stuff, but the way Leslie Iwerks, who's Ub Iwerks' granddaughter, right? The way she presents it, the way she weaves the story, is like edge of your seat, phenomenal documentary filmmaking.
Did a very good job.
And you look at when Eisner and Wells came in, right? You had this balance in their leadership between creative thinking and the finance stuff. And then Wells died, and it kind of started going into the finance. It started becoming, and the most recent episode talks about how the juxtaposition between the amount of money Oriental Land Company made available to build Tokyo Disney Sea, and at the same time they were working on California Adventure, and the difference because there was no money available for that. And what it's devolved into now, though, has been, and this is an Imagineering's fault, but what it's devolved into now is it's all a bottom line thing. There's no creative vision at the top. I think Bob Iger has been a phenomenal business person in terms of the acquisitions he's made, some of the decisions he's made in terms of the company's bottom line. but he's nobody's definition of a visionary, of a true visionary, not in my opinion. I think Michael Eisner was. I'll be honest with you. I mean, look, toward the end, he'd stayed too long at the fair, but a lot of the things we miss, a lot of the things we lament are gone, came from Michael Eisner, came during his reign. And I got to be honest, that I just think whoever replaces Iger, please let them be somebody who's creative. You look like you want to say something.
Well, not about that, but going off on the Disney Plus thing too. I missed Morgan's original text from it. She'll be here in a little while, but she is reporting from multiple cast members that going back to that Disney Plus story we did a couple weeks back about trading main gates for Disney Plus. Apparently, if what she's saying is that cast members must log into the hub to get their main gate instead of Disney Plus. Otherwise, it will automatically default to Disney Plus.
What is up with that?
Oh my God, that's shady.
What is up?
So,
For
she's
those
saying
who aren't
two
aware,
cast members said this.
For those who aren't aware, Disney apparently has told cast members, you can either get your main gate, which gets you and 3 other people into the parks, as one of the biggest perks a Disney cast member gets. You can either have that or Disney Plus, which absolutely blows my mind. Why? First of all, why not both? Why not both?
As Katie always says, if you want your guests to know about what's going on in the park, they should have Disney Plus so that they can be familiar with all that stuff. And
Well-
they're making you make a choice.
And and now what, according to what Morgan is reporting, that unless you specifically opt for your main gate,
Wow.
you're going to get Disney Plus instead.
Which how many cast members know that?
Yeah.
And it's been confirmed by another one of our friends, Brian, that that's in fact true.
Wait, that if you log into the app by itself,
if you don't log into the hub as a cast member and
say I prefer
want
the
my main gate,
yeah.
you're not going to get your main. You're going to end up with Disney Plus and
We're
not a main
using a
gate.
term I don't know a lot of people know. The hub is the intranet within Disney that cast members can access that has hours and things like that. Wow, there's a goose in the living room apparently.
My goodness.
I'm not sure what that was, but I'm pretty sure it came out of your husband.
Unfortunately, I recognize it. Yeah, so the fact that cast members now physically have to go in and make this choice, or else it defaults to the thing that, in my opinion, is worse. That they should have it. I do want to point out one more thing, though. Cast members do keep their pass to get in whenever they want. So cast members can still.
It's the +3.
It's the plus
Right.
3 that they would be losing if they took Disney Plus as opposed to.
I don't know.
Their
I
main
just
gate pass.
if Verizon can give Disney Plus away for a year,
Yeah.
why can't Disney do that with their cast members? It doesn't make any sense.
Wow.
It just doesn't make any sense. So
Back to the part about Epcot, the thing I thought was interesting too, they were saying that when they designed Epcot was the first time they had used computers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there was a cast member that said, "Oh, I hope computers catch on." And I'm there like, wow.
Or the other part was that the Imagineers were worried they were going to be replaced.
Yeah.
So now computers are going to take over our jobs and they wouldn't have a job. I just want to say, I think that I understand what you're saying. I still think Disney World and Disneyland has been given such great improvements that we're seeing in the last 5 or 10 years that weren't there for many years. So I think we're lucky. We should appreciate that.
I also think this show that we're talking about, if you're at all interested in Disney history,
no,
it goes deeper than
this
anything
by
I've ever
itself. By itself, it is worth the money every month.
I was really surprised with the criticism that it gives Disney too, because this is hosted on a Disney platform, and I was expecting it to just be propaganda.
No,
It's very honest.
It's very
My
honest.
favorite part is the interviews with Bob Gurr, because he's just he's telling it all.
Yeah.
They laid everybody off before Christmas. Can you believe how crappy that is? It's like, Bob, you're on TV. You're supposed to
It goes deeper, and
I love him.
it's geekier than I thought they would ever release. So I'm kind of thrilled with it.
And talking about Leslie Iwerks, her dad wrote a book about the family, and it's coming out December 10th. So, like, if you want to know more about the iWorks family, there's your book. I'm sure there's going to be lots of Disney in there, too.
No. And I just, Disney Plus in general. Mandalorian, oh my God.
Yeah, I love
I've been
Phenomenal.
You know, for all those Disney movies I never saw, I could be busy for weeks, months, years probably watching the movies, but I've really enjoyed it.
And I got to tell you something. They did a movie called Noel. It's a Christmas movie that is now going to be like one of my favorite Christmas
It's on
movies.
our watch list.
It is so good. It is so
Well, it has good actors in it.
It has good, and it's funny, and it's just. At first, I was sick, right? And I'm like, ugh, let me just watch it. It's probably going to be schmaltzy crap. Oh my God! By the end of it, I'm like, okay, well, that's gotten added to the watch list
It's not
now.
a Lifetime formula.
No,
Okay.
no, not at all. It's funny. It's really well done. It's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites. All right, we got to move on.
All right, so we've done the fun stories. Now one for me. A brawl at Epcot's Candlelight Processional led to a 4-year court fight. So we got a fight and a lawsuit all in one story. The Baldwin
Nothing says Christmas.
Really, exactly. The Baldwin family was feeling the Christmas spirit at Epcot's Candlelight Processional as the choir sang and celebrity guest soap star Susan Lucci read the nativity story. I turned to my husband Claude and I said, "Aren't you glad you came?" And he said, "I just had a really great time," said Emma Jean Baldwin. And that is when all hell just broke loose. Claude Baldwin, then 74, said he was attacked by a teenage boy and injured at the end of the show on December 22nd, 2011. However, the boy's family argued it was Claude Baldwin and his adult son who were the instigators.
Go back to doing it in the first person.
He likes being called Claude.
Call me Claude.
No, he likes being called Emma Jean.
All right, I got to pass by all of this fluff.
Nothing riles up a teenager like the story of Jesus. Too much swaddling for them.
Lawyers for both families and Disney declined to comment on the outcome of the case. Included in the court case are hundreds of pages of transcripts from the family members that detail the fight that night during the holiday show that's been a tradition at Walt Disney World since 1971. It doesn't appear criminal charges were filed after Orange County Sheriff's Office investigated.
So what was the fight
and
about?
filed the report.
Jesus.
I heard about a sign the other day that I love. It said, "Wash your hands because germs and Jesus are everywhere."
Okay.
Oh man, we are just.
So I'm more confused than when the story started. What?
I want to know what who did Imogen
Apparently,
hit?
like,
Yeah, it's like-
there's two
there's a lot of
conflicting
stuff.
stories.
Right.
One couple is saying this kid got aggressive with the 74-year-old husband. The other family is saying, nope, that's not how it was. It was the husband that got aggressive with the kid and, like, pushed him, and so the kid pushed him back, and there was all this drama.
Yeah, there's apparently a layer to the story that the kid who has Asperger's, and they feel that perhaps something triggered and that created an incident. But yeah, so the lawsuit has been dismissed or been settled, but no one is saying in which direction that it went. So it's a very interesting.
Imogen.
Call Imogen and get this story. I know. I want to call Susan Lucci. You know,
Lucci.
Lucci saw everything from that perch she got. She's looking at everything. So yeah, nothing like fighting at Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas fight and lawsuit.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's I'm going to write that one down. Nothing triggers a teenager like Jesus.
Like Jesus.
Oh, Lord.
That's a funny story. All right, that'll do it for the news.
All right, yeah, it was a light news week. I was struggling to come up with, what we were going to talk about in the news, but we did pretty good. We're 11:06. I got 24 minutes before I got to wrap this show up. So we got to fill 24 minutes. We're going to stay on schedule.
We got rapid fires and.
So let's do rapid fires. We'll start with you, Johnny.
All right. The ice skating rink is back in Celebration, Florida this year, something they do every year. It's a great deal of fun, but it's also a nice thing to do if you are want a off-park day. let's say you don't have a ticket for every day of the park and you're looking to do something, the ice skating rink will run from November 30th to December 31st from 4 to 10 p.m. each evening. They block off their main street, which is Market Street, I believe, and it's a synthetic ice skating rink. It's $10 for a 30-minute skate session, and it includes your skate rentals of shoes other people have worn. You also will be able to experience the Now Snowing event. That's every night on Market Street for the same dates. And that snow falls at 6, 7, 8, and 9 p.m. daily.
Does it include your inevitable hospital bill when everyone who's never ice skated before falls over?
It also has to be reiterated, this is not ice.
No, it's fake ice. No one
It's
thinks it's ice in
plexiglass.
Florida.
Well, they did do something like this at Disney once when they were like, what do we do with the backlot tour? And they're like, I know, we'll put this really small skate rink inside of it. And I have never been at work where more ambulances were called per day at Disney than when they did this, because people kept, it's horrible, everyone was fine, but they kept falling over and then they'd have to shave the ice because of the blood everywhere. Like 10 times a day.
Oh, God.
It didn't last long.
They used to have one at downtown Disney.
They did
too.
have one in downtown Disney. That was that fake
Was it?
ice as well, yeah.
Okay.
That was a fake ice as well. This is a great thing. You've got an extra day. You don't know what to do. Celebration is not far away. It's going to be a cheap Uber ride over if you want to Uber, or, do something else if you want to take
Bring
a
your
cab.
health insurance card.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine.
It's not expensive either, which is nice.
$10,
Yeah.
I just want to interrupt for a second, just with a very, very, very quick little update. We are at $9,300 raised already.
Wow.
Tell us what's the most popular thing.
It is, I believe,
Dinner with me.
Dinner with Pete is, yes, up to $1,001. The hand
You're
forged,
not even close. Okay.
the hand forged knife is the number 2 spot. It's up to $450 with 12. That I think is one of the higher bid. Has 12 bids already. The Geeky Tiki Millennium Falcon is at number 3 with 5 bids, and that's up to $255. And that's as far as I can see on the list right now. But yeah, some really cool stuff, and it's going up fast. So
Have you
It's-
people not seen?
We've got almost $2,000 in direct donations right now.
Cool.
Wow.
Have you not seen the afternoon with Kevin at Galaxy's Edge?
Did Kevin see it?
That's the thing.
Oh my God! I'll bid on that.
Yeah, I signed off on that.
There's a lot. There's
However, part of it involves me sitting outside holding your stuff while you ride.
Kevin will not ride the ride, but he'll hold your stuff. But we're gonna have a drink at Oga's. We're gonna do dinner somewhere, and you get to torture Kevin for 4 hours.
I was just going to say, go high enough
I
and we'll
think
go
that's
someplace really nice.
Okay, that's better than dinner with me. That's definitely better than dinner with me. That's awesome. I didn't realize that was up there. All right. Thank you, John. You're
welcome.
Kevin.
I am going to talk about our Rhone River Cruise, September 17th through September 24th.
Very excited about this.
Yeah, I mean, I am so excited about it. We will be visiting Lyon, Tournon, Avignon, Arles, and Marseille. We are thinking about, if we have enough interest, we're going to try and put together a pre-stay at Disneyland Paris. That is not included in the cost of the cruise. This would be an additional thing, but John will work it out. He knows how to do that. And we'll have a pre-stay at Disneyland Paris and then transportation to the start of the cruise. It's September 17th through the 24th. It's an adults-only cruise, and that's not something we normally do when we have a Diz Unplugged Dreams exclusive
Trip.
But this was a date that was open to us, and that's why it's an adult exclusive only. If you want to go, Kevin at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com.
Give him that sample pricing I put together for you.
Because it wasn't bad. It was a lot more reasonable than I thought it was going to
Two
be.
adults can sail for as low as, I'm going to read exactly what he wrote. Two adults can sail as low as $94.98. $9,500.
Total, not per person.
Not per person. In a Category D stateroom, the price includes the Dreams discount, ground transfers, shore excursions, meals, all gratuities, including your ABD guides. It does not include airfare or pre-nights or post-nights. If we do Disneyland Paris, that would be an additional cost, or if you decide to come in early or stay late.
But it's a tour of the south of France
In autumn.
in autumn for about $5,000 a person. That's pretty good.
I want to say, too, every shore excursion is included, and there's multiple every day that you can pick from, or you can do them all if you're energetic. But this is different than any other cruise where you have to pay a couple $100 for a shore excursion sometimes. So I think that makes it a better deal.
I agree. We did the Danube on Ama, and it was just lovely. So I'm very excited about it. I also think it's a great time of year to be in the south of France.
I think it's always a good time of year to be in the south of France, but fall's nice. So, all right, thank you, Kevin. Ms. Whirling.
Disney is going to live stream the Candlelight Processional with Neil Patrick Harris.
Brawl.
Will there be a brawl?
I hope Imogene's there.
On December the 3rd. It is at 8:10 p.m. He's one of my favorites. I like Neil Patrick Harris doing this. So if you've ever wanted to see what a Candlelight Processional looks like, watch the live stream and have your tissues ready, because every time I watch a Disney live stream, I end up in tears. So
Who's your favorite narrator?
probably him or Gary Sinise.
Who's yours?
I think our favorite of all time was Eartha Kitt,
I was going to say Eartha Kitt.
but I like Neil Patrick Harris. I like Jodie when Jodie does it. We've seen her a couple times.
Whoopi Goldberg. was
Whoopi's
good.
amazing.
Whoopi's good.
Felicia Rashad is the other one that I really enjoy. She's the one who did the recording.
All right, thank you, Kathy.
You're welcome.
Stephen Porter.
The Grapefruit Garage at Disney Springs will no longer be used for rideshare pickup or drop-off.
I am outraged.
If you are going to be using Uber or minivan or any type of rideshare, you will have to use the West Side or the Marketplace bus loops for your rideshare.
That's what you picked for your last rapid fire.
There wasn't a ton.
Yeah, there wasn't.
Really? Your last rapid fire has
Well,
grapefruit.
The
in it.
rideshare fans out there need to know this information.
So are they dropping off now?
West Side bus loop or the Marketplace bus loop.
Okay.
Which I don't know, why would you prefer Grapefruit anyways? I
Yeah.
think that you'd want to go to the other two anyways. Why would you want to have to cross the bridge? But whatever.
All right. Thank you, Stephen. Mrs. Clavin.
Okay, mine is an update on the pedestrian walkway that is being built between Grand Floridian and Magic Kingdom. About
You got 17 minutes between the two of you.
Oh, then I'm going to read the entire article.
Make this
Not
last.
that long.
Over the years, many guests have wished that there was a pedestrian walkway from Disney's Grand Floridian Resort to the Magic
Yeah,
Kingdom.
don't say.
I just brought up some ego.
You might know that along the monorail route, there's a waterway where the floats for the electrical water pageant come and go from the Seven Seas Lagoon, and that has prevented the construction of a walkway until Disney figured out a way to make it happen.
You don't say.
Earlier this year, permits were filed to begin building the walkway path, and today, I can't share these recent images. Yes, I can. Boom, there it is. In this first image, which you're not looking at right here, anyway, whatever. It's a pedestrian walking bridge.
So, like,
Exciting
how are
part is
they?
the fact that it's going to pivot.
It's going to rotate.
Yeah.
Instead
Pivot.
of being a drawbridge
Pivot.
that goes up to allow the electrical water parade to go through, it's going to be a pivot, so the bridge will turn sideways, and then the things will go, and all the people will fall in the water where the alligators are. It's going to be very exciting.
Alligators and snakes.
Alligators and snakes. But that's the cool part, is that it's going to turn
Yeah.
sideways, let the boats go by.
Yeah, and it's saying once the bridge opens, guests will be able to walk nearly the full circle of the monorail resorts, which is really nice. I'm sure it's going to become a thing where you will never be able to park at any of these resorts ever again, no matter what you have going on there, because that's what I feel like right now with the Contemporary. Even when you have a reservation, they're kind of like, oh, really? And they like check it and they'll be like, this doesn't feel real. Show me in the actual app. And I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? Why is this? Am I going to
Well,
be
they've got to crack
waterboarded?
down. It's gotten really bad with
Yeah.
people parking there that, you know.
They
just
were
have one
doing
of
that
those
at
faces.
The Skyliner resorts too, until we went to get our Skyliner Funko, and they went, "Go ahead, come on in."
That's what kind of stinks about it, is that every now and then it'll be one of those things like, I don't need to make a reservation to go to Trader Sam's, but I will go there, and those drinks are very expensive, and then I'll maybe want to buy merchandise. So I feel like you're losing out on a lot of that local business when you turn people, and not turn them away, but say go at the TTC. I wish there was a way with how they're redesigning the Magic Kingdom parking lot and that ticket and transportation area that there could be that lot that's on the left side, and that could be for parking for guests going to the Polynesian. So you just go through the crosswalk right there through the woods, because when that's there, that's great.
The problem is the Contemporary and the Polynesian are both, their parking lots are really small. Well, Polynesian's bigger. The Contemporary is so small that they definitely reach capacity. But I think this is going to affect people who want to park at the Grand.
Yeah.
For sure. They're going to not let people do that.
I think it's just great that it's going to end like what I call the Disney Walk of Shame, because there's so many people that used to walk down that path thinking like, oh, I'm walking to the Grand Floridian, and then they get to the end of it and be like, oh, I have to walk all the way back.
Walk of Shame has a different meaning to me.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing at the Grand Floridian, Steve? Where did you meet Michaela? Just kidding.
All right. Thank you, Rhino.
Go.
Oh, I was just going to say too with that. We didn't mention it in there. You can see it if you're watching on the credit, but the photos that we had on our site come courtesy of BioReconstruct on Twitter. And if you're not following him, he's
good.
Literally amazing.
Yeah.
The man, I think, lives in a helicopter and just constantly flies around everywhere taking aerial photos. And it is some of the coolest photos you can see on property.
I like when they
all the
they
updates.
sew them together too, all the ones he's taken over time, so it'll show you like how the land transformed to become like Galaxy's Edge or something like that. So it's really cool.
Not to totally veer off, but did you see the parade this year and the shots they did for the Thanksgiving Day parade? They were incredible. They were that sort of pulling out from the earth up.
Did the drone shots?
I guess the drones, yeah.
That's
I don't know how they do things.
Well, I'm assuming that's all that could fit in there, so it must be. It would have to be a drone, otherwise, unless they have a massive crane they built
They
somewhere.
made New
I'm
York look
thinking.
beautiful. Absolutely
Did
beautiful.
not see that.
No.
It's wacky.
Okay.
Wacky and wild stuff.
Gregory?
Okay, mine is an exciting one, a nice one-liner for you. Star Wars Rise of the Resistance won't be a part of Extra Magic Hours when it opens in just a few days at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
So dumb.
And
So dumb.
Why?
I'm-
Why wouldn't it be?
my guess is that this will be an attraction that needs a certain amount of time to be
Cycle
serviced overnight. So I'm assuming for the time being, it's not going to be a part of it until they feel like they can get it to run at the level. But usually that's what happens when new rides aren't opening quite early.
It's ironic considering I felt like they threw a little bit of shade at Hagrid's about having to close and open at different times of the day, and then it's like that's what you get. That's karma biting you in the butt.
It's
Aren't there
all
a lot
fine.
of cast members? Aren't there a lot of people involved in this show?
I don't know.
I'm sure, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're showing like a lot of live action stuff in this. So I'm thinking that might have something to do with it.
And
as
I think
well.
there's several different ride mechanisms in the thing that all have to work together.
However, it's going to have a giant capacity. It's like some
It should.
huge amount of people per hour will be able to ride this ride.
All right. So, question for the table. We know that Galaxy's Edge, from a business standpoint, has been a bit of a disappointment in terms of the number of people it's attracted. Attendance at Disneyland was actually down year over year after Galaxy's Edge opened. Orlando was flat after it opened. Do we think Rise of the Resistance, based on everything we've heard, is going to be the linchpin that's going to turn that around?
I think that it's going to be how we were saying about before Pandora opened, that nobody has an interest in that, but then it had an attraction that people really latched onto, which is Flight of Passage. And so I think this could be a similar situation where people who maybe don't even know that much about Star Wars could go in, but the ride experience itself will be so unique and innovative. If it is what they're saying it is,
That's my problem.
I
If
think it'll
it's-
suck you in. You
If
know,
it's what I hope it's going to be, I
Yeah.
think this is the game changer.
My gut is that this is going to be a drop dead amazing
me too.
attraction.
I think Rhino makes a really good point. Can you imagine entering Pandora if Flight of Passage wasn't open and they're like,
I probably would never go back. I don't even like Flight of Passage that much, but I can't imagine being like, come over to this area where this weird river ride happens that you don't understand at all. Like,
No, imagine if Pandora just had Na'vi River Journey.
I think people would immediately assume it's a failure. I mean, it would be. So, yeah, that's a really good point. I agree, and I think Rise of the Resistance is going to be a game changer. I do just wish there was a little bit more to do in the land besides, like, I wish there was a show or something that was for those who don't like to ride, like whether you're older or just don't like thrill rides or something, because That's not for
Because
everyone.
virtually every experience there requires money.
Money,
I mean-
money or a thrill ride. So if you're not one of those two people, then
But now, is Rise going to be a thrill ride? In that?
I don't think
I don't think
it
it
is.
is.
Yeah.
It's going to be somewhat thrilly, but it's not going to be a roller coaster.
There will be a thrilling moment.
Yes.
As less than a fan, the couple times I've been, it's you either shop or you grab a bite to eat or that ride. There's not.
Or you build a lightsaber or a droid,
However,
but it's all money.
There are
Right.
interactive things that I think they need to build into some kind of show. Because there are things where so-and-so comes out and stands up there and talks to
I
people.
feel like we just touched on something though. I said it unintentionally, but Steve saying it again made me think about it. Imagine if Pandora had opened and only River Journey opened first, and then 3 months later they opened Flight of Passage, nobody would be going to Pandora yet because it would be nothing to pull them in, and there's nothing to do in there except for those 2 attractions and the 1 restaurant. So there's even less to do over there. But then they had the marquee attraction, and now everybody's over there. So even though the stuff in Galaxy's Edge does cost money, there is a lot more to do there than there is in Pandora.
People have waited for this ride, and as long as the reviews come back and the feedback comes back that it's what people expect, this is going to change the attendance at Galaxy's Edge. This is going to make it more popular.
I think that's a very distinct possibility.
But I
you
don't
see-
believe, but just let me finish this. I don't believe that it's going to increase the crowds on the ground. Because again, this ride has a really high capacity.
Mm-hmm.
So they're thinking that they're going to be able to cycle through people really fast. So I don't think you're going to see like the land be crowded. I think the rides are going to be.
Did you see that there's a rumor of they're going to have drones flying over the area?
Yeah.
That's just for the media night, is
Yeah.
from what I understand. Yeah,
they
it's
did the X-Wings, yeah.
like they did the dragon for Fantasyland.
Okay,
I
I
guess
thought
that's
it
going to
was
be a
gonna be-
thing.
If you can do a drone of an X-Wing,
But if they work, so why wouldn't
you
they do it?
need to do that all the time. And then give me one.
Yeah, just have it circling this house
me
at all
one.
times of night.
Well, I hope it's better than when they had the drones at Disney Springs, because that was sort of like, big deal.
I don't even remember them. What did they do?
Oh, they did like a
film-
nighttime.
yeah, it was a Christmas.
It was a beautiful show that
Craig
apparently
liked it.
Kathy hates Christmas. Our resident Grinch.
Poor Kathy.
Oh well.
All the time.
All right. Well, I think that's about. We're a little early, but that's all right. Steve can stretch when he does the auction update.
yes,
Well, not yet. We're not.
Yeah,
done yet.
we've got
We're
to
gonna
close the
this
show.
I want to see you literally stretch while stretching, like calisthenics while giving auction updates, please.
So,
That thing where you put your leg up. Do that.
all right. That, folks, is going to do it for our show. We hope you enjoyed it. We will see you again next week with another edition of the Diz Unplugged. Of course, if you're watching our marathon show, stay tuned. We'll have an auction update and some other stuff. But goodbye, David and then Legs.
Played off.
Man, I got played off.